What's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of the Casual Highlight, where we strive to educate, inform, and inspire while having a casual conversation about sports. Oh my goodness. Scott Woodward, you that dude right now. You that dude, man. You done hired Brian Kelly from Notre Dame to come down to Death Valley to coach the LSU Tigers. So, LSU fans, I myself from out of state, living in the great state of Kansas, who lived in Baton Rouge for 10 years, watched the Les Miles era, watched the introduction of Ed Orgeron, and to get a Brian Kelly to come in there, we might have a whole new power in the SEC when it's all said and done. Brian Kelly, he's not, he's 60 years old. He's the same age as Ed Orgeron. Allegedly, I'm saying allegedly because we haven't found the final numbers. From what I was told, allegedly, to listen to other people in the Baton Rouge area, they're looking at it's a 10-year agreement, almost about 95 million, about 9.5 million before bonuses and incentives, and then with the incentives, that takes them right to like at a $10 million mark. So Brian Kelly, what does this gentleman bring to the table? Now, you got to understand, everywhere he has gone, Brian Kelly has won games. He was at Notre Dame for 12 years. Before that, he was at Cincinnati, winning games. Before that, I want to say he was at Central Michigan. Let's pull up on the iPad right quick. Brian Kelly. Before that, he was at, if I'm not mistaken, Grand Valley State, and then he did one AA football. Man, the brother has won everywhere. And then for 12 years, to be consistent, to be on top at Notre Dame, which is a private institution 2 hours away from Chicago, in the middle of nowhere, is always cold, is always something, man, bruh, to win at Notre Dame, where the standard of academics is like way up there. Man, we gotta listen. Man, if I could stand up right now, because I'm at my dinner table right now recording this. If I could stand up right now, I would, but I'm not about to stand up. But Scott Woodward did his thing. Allegedly, he talked to Brian Kelly, vented Brian Kelly about the job right after, before or after Orgeron was fired officially, several weeks ago. And at the time, Brian Kelly was like, man, he vetted out the whole LSU situation. It was like, I'm not feeling this. No, I'm cool where I'm at Notre Dame. But something changed in 24 hours, and somebody said something, and something was broken down, and Scott Woodward worked that magic, and bam, he's there. And this is going to be good because you need to check out my episode I did with Preston Guy of TigerBait.com, and Preston breaks down about LSU football and what LSU football means and the uniqueness of the LSU coaching job in Louisiana. And he talked about how there's that's the biggest state school in Louisiana. That is the only Power 5 in the state of Louisiana. And then the radius is so wide of a net of people who dream about coming to LSU to play football. And Brian Record already has a track record with coaches in the state of Louisiana recruiting these particular players to go to South Bend, Indiana. He has done it for 12 or 13 years. LSU, Scott Woodward, you that dude, bro. Scott Woodward, you that dude. And this dude is an offensive-minded person, offensive genius already, which LSU has not had in years since the likes of a Jimbo Fisher, who was your offensive coordinator. They haven't had that in years. When was the last time? And well, we just had recently with Joe Brady, but that was like that. That was just like a flick of All you had to do was snap, and Joe Brady was gone. So you have an innovative coach in Brian Kelly. Man, you talk about instant life that's going to be brought into this program, bruh. So it's been agreed upon that Brian Kelly will leave. He apparently in the next couple of hours, as I'm recording this right now, he's supposed to meet with his players in the morning of Notre Dame to let them know what's going on. Like I said in my previous video about Lincoln Riley, ain't nothing finalized until the press conference. And when that, so it's alleged. So yeah, he, verbally, it was said. But when he get down to Baton Rouge and meet with the LSU brass and the players and have the press conference, that's when it's official. So, but anyway, as of right now, Brian Kelly is the new head coach of the LSU Tigers. So I'm my actual reaction to Brian Kelly coming down there. I'm not going to hate on anybody, man, getting a new job. I'm excited for him. I'm excited for his family. I'm excited for the move of the SEC, where the SEC is going. I mean, he's going to be in the SEC West. You're going to have a Jimbo Fisher. You have Brian Kelly. You have Lane Kiffin for right now. You have Mike Leach at Mississippi State. You have the legend Nick Saban. We got the Oklahoma coach coming in. We don't know who that's going to be. Probably going to be Bob Stoops. And for my theory, in my opinion, I think Bob Stoops is going to be put in that role, and it will be and coach there 4 or 5 more years because he got that juice to get back out there. You got then depend on what they're going to do at Texas if they stay in the West of Mississippi. Steve Sarkisian. Oh, you got Arkansas. Sam Pittman did an excellent job at Arkansas. I mean, we got Billy Napier. And that's another gentleman. I thought when Lincoln Riley did not take the LSU job, and it came out that Billy Napier didn't even get an interview, I'm like, well, this is what the whole hell in the heavens going? What is Scott Woodward doing right now? My man didn't even get an interview. The boy at Baylor, Dave Aranda, didn't even get an interview either. Man, what is going on right now? But Scott Woodward is that dude, man. We gotta give credit to where credit is due. It's going to be interesting to see who replaces Brian Kelly at Notre Dame. I mean, you got the boy Freeman, who was the defensive coordinator for 1 year, as an option. The biggest name that keeps coming up is Luke Fickell. Does Luke Fickell do what Brian Kelly did and both from Cincinnati to come to Notre Dame? Does Luke Fickell stay so he could be with it, so he can then be able to take his team with him to the Big 12? Man, it's so many other names. The biggest one was Luke Fickell. They got another gentleman in Ames, Iowa, named Matt Campbell. Does Matt Campbell bowl and go to Notre Dame? Man, it's crazy out here, man. This is free agency. All I say is this. Look, I'm happy that these coaches getting their money, getting their paper up. Hey, these athletes need to get their money and get their paper up too. All these coaches making this money, these players better be getting their money too. Get your NIL deal. Get your Gatorade money. Get your Nike, when Nike start doing NIL deals, that's probably going to be coming up soon too. Get your money too. The coach is getting 10 years, $100 million. Well, homeboy, hey, get you 4 years and $1 million, bro. Cash up, boy. Save that money, man. Put that money in your pocket somewhere. Hey, put that money in some cryptocurrency. Shucks. Anyway, as I close, Brian Kelly to Notre Dame. I'm excited about this move. I think this is a great hire for LSU. Man, you got about at least 10 years. He's going to finish his career in coaching at LSU. Man, we talk about smash mouth football every Saturday in the SEC. Like I told you, the West. I totally forgot about the East. Right now, you have you got Billy Napier at Florida. Man, you have Josh Heupel, who Lord have mercy, who's at Tennessee right now. Lord have mercy, if he leaves Tennessee to go to Oklahoma, I feel for Rocky Top. Rocky Top is not going to be Rocky anymore. because they lose coaches like every 2 or 3 years. They can't keep a coach for nothing. Man, you got Kirby Smart at Georgia. You have Shane Beamer. That's another candidate probably for the Oklahoma job, but he's at South Carolina. He's done great work. You have Mark Stoops. I guess about four. That's crazy. I'm naming about 4 coaches from the SEC East who could probably be a candidate for this Oklahoma job. But if they stay at their certain schools, man, you talk about with Brian Kelly and all these other people in this SEC, bro, it's gonna be SEC about to be smash mouth right now, man. All these great minds of offense and defense, man, and chess pieces. All I say, athletes, get your money. Football players, get your money. You heard what I said? Get your money. Get your money, homie, homegirl, sir, ma'am, whatever sport you in, get your money. Anyway, as I digress, congratulations to Brian Kelly. Good luck to you, sir, in all your endeavors at LSU. I pray for success for you, your family, and till next time, everybody who's watching, tell me what you think of Brian Kelly being hired at LSU, and who is going to replace Brian Kelly at Notre Dame. Till next time, this is Al High saying God is love and disrespect your senses.